Hi, everybody. We're doing a recap of Challenge 154 with Rentia. We've got two of the winners with us. We've got Lorena and Jeanette. Unfortunately, Trudy couldn't make it. So yeah, we just thought we'd just hook up and chat to everybody and get some insights on the competition, the artwork, where they came from, what they're doing, and what they're thinking of what's happening with the challenge. Rentia, would you like to chat?
Yes, I just want to say it's so nice to see you guys in person. I wish it was in person, but it's nice to see you on the screen. And Jeanette, we've talked so much, but we've never ever met. So it's really so special just to see your face. And Lorena, we come a long way. We did a course together in Clarence. And I've always followed your work. I'm a huge admirer. And I would like to ask you two girls, how do you experience the challenge and how often do you participate in the challenge? Lorena?
Rentia, I participate, I suppose, not every single challenge, but I do participate a fair amount. I like them because they often give me subjects that I wouldn't normally tackle on my own. You know, you're sitting here perhaps at home and you think, oh, okay, today I'm going to paint the dog, or not literally paint the dog, but do a painting of the dog or something. So, you know, when you post a challenge on to paint protea or a landscape, and I'll sort of think to myself, gee, I haven't done that for a long time. Let me give it a bash. So it's just a nice way of doing something that I wouldn't normally do. And I've really enjoyed them over the years, I must say. I truly enjoy them. And I follow them closely. I always have a look to see who's painting what and, you know, what the next challenge is going to be. So, yeah, they're good. And I'm really grateful that you started this. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. And it's so nice to have you. You really inspire me because your work is different and you use different mediums. So that's always an inspiration to me when I see your work.
Thank you, Rentia.
Lorena, have you done a challenge where you tried something that you don't normally do and you discovered something like, wow, this is actually cool, or I'm actually quite good at this medium, or something like that?
I think there was one that we did quite a while ago. It was I think it was a collage, or I can't remember if it was mixed media or collage, but I ended up doing a collage, a face of a fisherman.
Yes, remember that one, collage.
Yes, and although I've fiddled around with collage a little bit, or I've stuck a little piece in the odd mixed media thing, I'd never really done a complete collage. And that was one thing that I thought, gee, actually, I'm not too bad at this. I must give this, you know, another try sometime. So I have done a couple over the years, you know, added more collage here and there, but that certainly set me off on a different path, which isn't always a good thing, I want to say, because there's so many things that you want to try. It's collage and, you know,
and it's expensive.
Yeah, it does get a little expensive sometimes. So no, it definitely has helped.
Ek het vir julle, well, let me speak in English. I'm very new in this game, very, very new. Terry taught me to draw a charcoal. The very first medium that I ever worked with was charcoal.
Oh, cool.
And we did a portrait study with it, and only trying to work with shapes and values. So I actually came into the game before I even could really draw. That is why I couldn't work with the grid, because I work from the values. But anyway, that is what I did first. And then I did another workshop with Terry with charcoal. And ever since then, charcoal became my favorite medium. I mean, I think it's because I could really identify it and because it was a very positive experience for me. I also did a workshop with Dou van Heerden. He was is a oil, he works with oil, and he taught me how to work alla prima. So I never ever started with a drawing. I always started from the side of the values, from the darkest to the lightest. Then eventually I started to experiment with other mediums as well. But I have never in my life had water paint. And I am going to do this for the first time. The thing is, I only started 2 years ago. I've never ever done any kind of art before 2 years ago. And we had an exhibition at Lindy's gallery, and I did very well there. I sold 16 paintings at that exhibition.
Wow, that's fabulous.
But I just remember that it wasn't expensive because I'm only entry level, and I just wanted my paintings to get out there. But I experimented a lot with your with the Art Canvas Factory canvases, and what I did, I entered in the Sanlam portrait competition, and I made it to the just second round, and that was a charcoal. I felt really proud to enter this competition for the first time and make it through to the. Well, I didn't make the top 100, but they dropped me out just before that. So I must be in the
very tough competition.
So I feel very positive about it.
Well, Jeanette answered my question that I wanted to ask, but my question would be, what made you get into art? What inspired you from the beginning to choose art as, I wouldn't say a career, but almost like a life choice? I mean, art is life. So, I mean, in my opinion, so, I mean, what initially drove you to, become an artist?
I did it with, I think Terry did a lot of work with me because she's a soft person, but she's a motivator. And and she is always there for me. So if I feel, is this good enough? I will just WhatsApp her and say, do you think it's okay? And she will always say it's fabulous. But I mean, I know it's more to convince me that I do have an ability to grow. And I actually sometimes, if I do something, cannot believe that I did it. I still surprise myself. And I must say, the thing that really made me excited about it is these two groups that I belong to, the Master Copy group and the challenge with Rentia. Because Rentia, I learned things with the masters. When I do a challenge with Rentia, I do it every second week, and that makes me work. As soon as I get the challenge, I start, and I always take it seriously. It's never a joke for me because it is really a challenge, and I have never been there before. I mean, I am going to do watercolor now. You're going to send me a package with watercolor, and I have never had watercolor in my life. I must now go and check out what does the different brushes do, and I've only got a week. Then I must do, and that keeps me going because it pushes up my excitement, and I don't care whether it's good or bad. And it's not about the prize. It's really never about the prize. It's always nice to get a prize.
There's so much talent on the actual group as far as some of the paintings and that's been done. And I just think more people need to see it. And hopefully we're going to start letting more artists get exposed on this group.
Okay. I just want to say, Jeanette, you've answered all our questions now. Now I don't know what to ask anymore. But you're an inspiration to me. I love your work.
Very, very cool.
It is toch tyd, Graham, Rentia, ek wil net vir jou sê, jy is nie hier by my nie, maar jy is 'n geweldige sterk motivering vir my. Want ek kyk na jou kids, I look at your art, and I see something new every day, and you are already an established artist, and you are still so excited about it. So that makes me know. It gives me insight in the fact that you can always grow in that field. And Rentia personally did a lot for my development, and I have to say thank you.
We kindred souls, we're all the same. I think we just draw from each other, and it's just such a pleasure to learn from each other. That's how I see it.
Lorena,
Yes.
you belong to the Figures and Form, if I'm not mistaken.
I only joined in about October last year, just to try it out. So it was still September, October. We were still in lockdown.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was working from home, and I thought, well, maybe I can just keep an eye out with one eyeball while keeping an eye out on my emails and work mails. But I don't know if I can continue this year because we're more back at work, and you know, I haven't, unfortunately, but it's very informative, and you learn a lot.
Yeah. Yes. And there's like very, very talented artists there. I've been past one or two of their meetings. A nice group of people out over there as well.
Yes.
Craig, yeah. Go for it, Jeanette.
I want to just wish you well, and I know that you are going to take the group to new heights. And if there's anything that I can ever do for you, then you must just tell me, because I am very excited about to link the art to somebody who is knowledgeable, that knows how to press a button and get onto Zoom, and somebody that knows how to use a hashtag. But I will get there. So, telling you, it's wonderful because you can use the social media, and I really believe that this is going to be a wonderful marketing tool for you, and I wish you well.
Awesome. I really appreciate that. At the end of the day, like I said, you know, this is for all of us, and I'm actually glad that Craig's here, and I'm glad Rentia's here, and I've started joining up with a nice team. Angie unfortunately couldn't make it, but the other two can vouch on what a good artist she is. But again, Angie brings a different thing to the party, and I think we've got a nice little team over here, and hopefully we can start really making this group grow, get more people involved, get better sponsorships. You know, unfortunately, I can't. I'm not an artist. I have talents in other places, but it's not art. So
you ever tried, bro?
I don't have the time, my friend. I'm studying on things to try and help you guys grow better. The social media, the marketing, that kind of stuff. So, you know, that's what I enjoy focusing on. So, you know, hopefully it all works together. Nice party pack, and we do everything together.
I'd still like to see you do a watercolor, though. Just saying.
It's not going to happen. And I would like to ask Lorena and Jeanette if there are any suggestions how we can make the group better. You know, where's the shortcomings? What small irritations that we can fix? And, you know, I know we had a problem with the last challenge, but we're fixing that. So it would be nice to get some suggestions from you.
Rentia, I don't find anything irritating at all. And even with the last challenge, I think, you know, I think people also need to read a bit closely in terms of what the challenge is. The onus isn't all on you. The onus is also on us, the artists, to follow what are you saying. You know, the challenge is in acrylic, for instance, or this is the photo we would like you to use. So I know some people might miss it, but I think it's important that us as artists need to be more aware and read more of the instructions carefully. I'm sure you get a load of questions and you think it was in the post or something, but I don't find anything irritating. I love the community that has joined, and I love the comments, and people are so giving and supportive. It's brilliant. I don't, there's nothing that pops up into my head to think, oh, I wish you'd do more of this, because it doesn't happen with me. I just enjoy everything that you guys do.
Yeah, Jeanette, what would you improve in the group? If there was something, some suggestion that you could make, or, you know, things that you find irritating or lacking,
Well,
what would you suggest?
I'll give you some tips on what you think would be a good challenge. That I would say the challenge what we had now, we had a one, not the watercolor one, the one that said, this is the picture. You remember the one we had with Anthony Hopkins was also like that. It caused a whole uproar because it was a challenge very specifically, and that motivated people to try and excel. And I personally feel that if you say, for instance, say, do a self-portrait, but try and do it in a Picasso style. That is to try and get you out of your comfort. I mean, or to say this master. I'm just taking an example now. This artist worked in oil. Try and do what he did in pastel, or try. I think if you can, because it's aimed on skill then, and not on exactly who is the best and who does the best photocopy of that person, of that. Because I really believe that art has got a different place than what a photo copy is. That's such a beautiful, you can do beautiful art. But I mean, sometimes I feel you could just click and you could have a photograph, and that would be just as beautiful. But when you do art, I feel you must improve on your skill. And if you can, if challenges can more concentrate on that.
Lorena, an idea for a challenge that you would like to see?
Birds. I've been on a mission. I've been photographing birds. My husband's been photographing birds, and I keep thinking to myself, I want to paint a bird, but I need to do something different with it. And it's in my mind, and somehow I want to do a bird. That's my
Medium?
For a challenge.
What would you suggest? Medium wise, what would you say?
I think I'd like to say mixed media, or maybe mixed media would be nice, and paint a bird, or we could have a specific photo of a bird. I do have lots of them if you need.
Oh, good.
So
I'll ask you.
That's just something that's in my mind at the moment, is birds. I don't know why, but yeah, that would be one.
That's a good idea. Okay, Craig, do you accept the challenge?
Yes, I'll probably do a hardy die in charcoal, but yes, I accept the challenge.
Mixed media. Hello.
Yeah, so you have to stick a piece of paper in there, like a bit of charcoal.
And Craig, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for everything, everybody. The Zoom is going to cut us off in like 2 minutes, if that long. I appreciate your time for hooking up and chatting and sharing some stories with us. And good luck for everyone for the next challenge. The next 2 challenges, I'm going to use Lorena and Jeanette's suggestions, and we'll post them in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.